It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday night. Welcome to the latest edition of ACALive. This is our 8th show. Got a great show for you tonight. We have Justin Hughes from Bugs Island, Monster Catfish Series, and the one and only, my friend Larry Muse. He's got some great tips and techniques, I'm sure, to share with us. And the three of us will be talking catfish for the next 45 minutes to an hour. We want to get your chats in here as well. It's one of the things that we've tried to do in the past. And let me see if I can get this up here just to make sure that we have that available, that we can see your chats and put on my second set of eyes so I can read them. Hey, everybody, I'm seeing David Funk and David Riles. Sean Davison, JT, and Cassie Ray. Brad Andrews. Hey, Brad. We have a Facebook user. Hey, Glenn. I don't know who that is, but hey, yourself. We weren't on last Memorial Weekend. I was busy up to my eyeballs with some another obligation, so I figured instead of rushing things, I just postponed it till this week. So thanks, everybody, for your patience. What we're going to do is we're going to take everybody that registered for the ACA prize wheel for last week, and we're going to put them into this week along with those that registered for this week. So there's going to be 2 chances tonight to win on the ACALive prize wheel. Let me bring in Justin Hughes. Where is he here? Let me get rid of it. Let's see. There's Justin. I'm going to figure this out, Justin. Hang on a minute here. There he is. Okay. Justin, can you hear me okay? Justin, can you hear me? You're muted. How about now? You there? We were talking earlier. Justin's phone is connecting back and forth. He's in his vehicle waiting on us. Justin, can you hear me okay? Give me a nod, but I can't hear you. So wait a minute. Check your mute on your phone or the way it's connecting up to your vehicle is like before. Can't hear you, brother. Try now. There you go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Justin, welcome to ACALive.
Thank you.
Justin, tell us a little bit about Bugs. It's Bugs Island Monster Cat Series?
Yes, sir. Bugs Island Monster Cats Tournament Series. We have our tournaments at Staunton View in Clarksville, Virginia, on Bugs Island, Carr Lake. If y'all aren't familiar with the lake, it's actually the world record blue catfish holder at a little over 142 pounds. Very good fishery. Catch a bunch of good size flatheads and catch a lot of big blues. So it's a very, very good lake full of bait. They tend to grow pretty big there.
So what's a typical size trophy blue there?
I I would say between 50 and 100 pounds. I mean, every year there's probably a half dozen or more blues that are caught there over 100 pounds or right at 100 pounds. Um, every tournament, it seems like somebody's weighing in a 40, 50 pound, 60 pound, either flathead or blue. So, you know, the numbers are very good when it comes to tournaments. As far as weights, we always have a bunch of people who don't even really fish tournaments. They love to come and watch the weigh-ins and things like that. So they just love coming to watch the big fish, I think. And it definitely is a sight to see.
Yeah. Now, how many teams you typically get at one of your events?
Well, typically,
I mean, give us all the particulars: number of teams, entry fees, limits on team numbers, rods, all that good stuff.
In our lake or in our state of Virginia and North Carolina, we don't have a rod limit. So you can pretty much fish however many you want. But I think the average guy fishes between, 8 and 12 maybe. Our particular tournament, we are averaging about 30 boats. However, we have had rain both of our tournaments. So we're hoping the next tournament, which is August 28th, we're hoping that we'll have good weather. So maybe the number of boats will jump up as well. It's kind of, I'll tell you, last tournament was May 29th. We had 32 boats. We had 32 boats stick it out all night in the pouring down rain. It was a little bit chilly, a little bit windy, but everybody stuck it out.
They hung in there and they caught some fish.
Did.
I've got actually the results from your last event.
They did.
So,
well, I have the top three.
Well, when we get to it, you can read them off. So what's your entry fee?
We charge $80 entry fee, and then we do a $20 optional big fish. Everybody gets into the big fish. At our lake, all it takes is being in the right place at the right time, and you're weighing in 100-pound fish. It's not every day that somebody catches one, but for $20 and you get a chance to win $600 or $700 extra dollars on top of it, I'd say it's a pretty good wager.
Now you guys are Division 3, 2?
I think we're Division 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are chasing points. It's fantastic to see.
It is. All of us are kind of behind on the points. We've only had 2 tournaments so far this year. We got a little bit of a late start. We had a couple things to contend with, and it was right around March when we decided to come together and get an actual tournament series going. So we're a little bit late, but we'll finish up in November with our championship, and hopefully we'll be able to catch all the rest of the guys who've been fishing since January.
There's a lot of season left. A lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of guys chasing points, and they're doing very, very well in all the divisions. Right. But there's some huge events coming up, and a lot more events. There's 185 events in the Tournament Alliance for 2021, much greater than we ever anticipated it would be. That's amazing. It really is. And it's, the credit goes to you guys. I mean, everybody working together, putting this together. It's just fantastic to see. But there's a whole lot of season left, and those that are in the lead now may not be in the lead, come the fall. And, let me explain a little bit about how some of this works, just so that people are kind of clear. In Division 1, let me back up. In all of the divisions, we take the best of 5, your best 5 events, and those points are total up, and that's where that particular division is scored. And as far as your first, second, third for cash prizes, and then fourth and fifth for some product prizes. And Division 1 is the only one that's a little unusual, where you have to fish one event, one of the Division 1 events, outside of any given tournament trail. So, and again, we're always taking the best of 5 that you fish. Now, at the end of the season, if there's a tie, we're going to go to the 6th event, the 7th event, the 8th event, the 9th event. So the more tournaments you fish, the better the chance you have for that tiebreaker as we make our way up through the other events to break that tie. Division 1 is $10,000 first place. Division 2, $7,500. Division 3, $5,000, and Division 4, $2,500. Plus, you have a chance to win a new Sea Arc boat. Have you seen that?
I have.
Have you seen the boat? It looks pretty good.
I didn't get a chance to go to Catapalooza this year. I had prior engagements that my wife had me in, so I didn't get a chance to go and see it, but I would have absolutely loved to. But I've seen pictures.
The boat looks fantastic. It's got a custom wrap on it. It's one of a kind, and somebody's going to win that boat. Quite frankly, I'm kind of envious. I can't win it, and I know a lot of the tournament directors are upset with us because they can't win it either. And a lot of them do want to win it because a lot of them fish, many tournaments and events. So, but there's going to be some great opportunities in the future to win all sorts of stuff. And, so hats off to Sea Arc. Also, Ugly Stick, Edward Garcia and Berkeley, Garmin, B&M, Offshore Tackle, Rig Wrap, and Bill Dance Outdoors. I mean, everybody's been so instrumental in helping put this all together and moving it forward. But I'm going to bring somebody in with us that I don't think needs any real introduction. I think most people either know or are aware of the legend himself, Larry Muse. And by the way, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Larry.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
So you're what, 29 again?
Yeah. That's right.
That's what I tell everybody. My birthday rolls around. It's an anniversary of my 29th birthday.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of all 62 years. I'm 62.
You don't look a day over 61.
I go up against any 80-year-old you ought to put up.
I'll tell you, Larry was, what's it been, Larry? 5 or 6 years now since we first started talking. You actually introduced, at least the mainstream, the Rig Wrap products to the catfish world.
Yeah.
And you were actually doing an interview with Steve Douglas and showed off the orange Rig Wrap, and then that's, I think that interview is where you came up with the name for your dragging weight.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it was. That was a good day.
You've come up with a lot of great stuff. Now you're also working on a new rod or a series of rods.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me change hats. We're going to talk about that. All right. Got my meat hunter hat on. Meat hunter.
Is that Charlie Crook's Meat Hunter logo?
That's it. We're working on a bumping rod.
We can't see the logo. It's reflecting off of something.
Right,
there you go. Now we can see it. Yeah, but now you got to talk down, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we're working on a bumping rod. We're working on some roller rods, and they'll be coming out here for long. I'm excited about those. They're going to be real nice.
Your sound is kind of fading in and out a little bit, Larry, just to let you know.
Yeah, y'all got a little quieter on me, too. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
You all having some rain up there like everybody else in that neck of the woods?
We are. Yeah, we're having some rain.
Yeah, that could be doing it with your connection. But Larry, you fish and have fished so many different tournaments. What advice can you give folks? Wait a minute. Other than this, I gotta play something for you guys. Last year, we were able to capture something on video, and I'm guessing a lot of you have already seen this. But when this happened last year, I actually was on my way back to Florida, and I called Larry from the airport, and I asked him, I said, Larry, we caught this all on video. Can we have some fun with it? And Larry, being the good sport that he is, said, yeah, of course. So here it is. If you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, here it is again. Now, that goes to show you what good fish care will do. Larry, correct me if I'm wrong. That fish was caught at what time in the morning?
Now, that fish was caught probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock that morning.
And the weigh-in was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that fish came out of that live well with a vengeance.
Yeah, he sure did.
That clip will live on forever. And your wife actually has it.
Yeah, it was very, very hot that day too.
Yeah, it was. You do a great job with fish care. Yeah. You have oxygen in your live well as well?
I do. I have oxygen. I have the Oxygen Edge system. They're out of Texas. I've been using the same system since 2007. And it's always worked great for me. It's got me moved a bunch of times.
Well, I'll tell you, that fish coming out of that live well at 4 o'clock in the afternoon being caught at 7:30 in the morning certainly is a testament to that.
Yeah.
So, Larry,
I don't care who you are. If them fish are kept healthy and right, they'll hurt you when they come out.
Larry, what advice can you give tournament anglers or any angler that wants to get involved with tournaments?
Well, like I always tell people, the first thing you got to learn to do is lose. You got to be a good loser in this sport. You're going to do that more times than not. And that's the first thing you got to learn is how to lose. And then when you get that down, it won't take you long. When you get that down, then you got to learn how to win. And act right. You got to learn how to act right when you win.
Well, you certainly have done a lot of that. And hey, when you lose, you learn.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
right. If you're not losing, you're not winning, as they say.
Yeah, that's right. You need to take something from it. Win, lose, or draw. You need to try to take something from it and make you better next time.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to break for our first commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the results from the tournaments from last weekend. And then this weekend, we had one more of the Tournament Alliance, and we're going to report on that. Actually, Justin, you've got the results from your last weekend, so you can give that to us when we get back. So Stick with us. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir.
Fear of failure is failure itself. The world of science rewards the ones who are willing to try and fail, because with the courage to fail and to learn, ideas can change the world.
Hey guys, Pipeline here. Do you want the absolute best when it comes to the performance of your reels?
Choose the company Tournament Anglers trust. From our top-notch reel services
to high-end quality terminal tackle.
Trust in
Pipeline Tackle.
It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together.
Where'd Larry go? There he is. What do you think? Did you guys know that? That the ACA is the first organization to ever assemble independent tournaments throughout the country into an alliance like we have. It's pretty. You guys have the tournament guys have a lot to be proud of.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyways, let me report on a couple of tournament events. You know what, Justin? We're going to start off with Bugs Island. So, what happened last weekend?
Well, last weekend was a tough weekend. It literally started raining around 8 o'clock, about an hour after we started our tournament, and it rained and the wind blew nearly the entire time. I think there may have been about an hour of break. But all the people I spoke with could not keep a rod in the water. I think that rain had the bite turned on and everybody caught a lot of fish. Weights were pretty close, but I do have the top 3 teams that fished that Saturday. In first place, we had Team Sharkbait. They had a 32.05 pound flathead, and I believe they had a 29-pound blue with a total weight of 61.15 pounds. And then we had in second place we had Team Richardson and Team Richardson and Gillum, and they had a 41, almost 42-pound flathead they turned in, and they had a little small kicker, and their weight was 57.8 pounds. And then my co-founder of the series and our director, they fished together, Team Keats. They had 2 flatheads, both of them right at about 30 pounds, but they finished with 55.4 pounds.
Nice.
So it was a pretty good night. A bunch of big flatheads caught. Blues were all kind of skimpy. I think the biggest blue was 30 pounds, but you know, up our way, the flathead I reckon just come off the spawn, and the blues are still kind of hard to find right now. So
yeah, a little tough time of year.
Yes, it is. And that water being so warm, you know, I think a couple people had a rough time keeping fish, but we keep our scales open all night. So anytime anybody needs to weigh a fish, we let them bring them on in, and that way we don't do any harm to the fish as best as possible.
Larry, what's your favorite fish? Which catfish is your favorite to catch, a blue or a flathead? I'm guessing it's not a channel.
Yeah, I love catching a flathead, but now I won't target flatheads at all. Not in my part of the country, especially. I won't target a flathead because I've always said you couldn't trust a flathead in the outhouse with a muzzle on them. They'll bite one day and then you can't find one the next. They're hard to pattern. They're hard to target, and you can't count on them.
Where do you come up with these lines?
Well, I don't know. You sat in a boat as long as I do, you'll come up with some lines.
You know, and Larry, you know, I've told this story a bunch of times. When we were putting together the ACA, and I was talking to Larry about the U.S. Fish and Wildlife did a report back in 2016, you know, ranking the various segments. Bass was number 1, panfish was number 2, and catfish was number 3. And there's a pause when I'm talking to Larry. He says, well, the only reason panfish is number 2 is because we need bait. So
that is very true.
Larry's got that very dry sense of humor. He just comes up with these, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So, okay, let me go on to another event that took place. Again, this was Memorial Weekend. Indiana Catfish Association, their flathead bash. I have Team Hedges. It was Gerald and Justin Hedges finished number 1. I don't have the weights. Oh yeah, there it is. Looks like at 54 84.54 pounds. It was Team Peabody. It was Billy Peabody and Mike Conway. They had 46.14 pounds. And team, is it Gary? Ron Darka, is it? And Jason Gary. They finished third with 41.44 pounds. Bama Blues, again, was in Engle Harbor over the Memorial Weekend. And first place there was Battle Tank with Robert Whelan Falls and Gregory. The print on this is really, really small, so I'm sorry. Gregory Don, whatever. Sorry, I butchered last names. Actually, they were first. Yeah, they were first. Battle Tank. Bless Outdoors. Nathan Paul Tramello and David Rouse. These guys fish every tournament, it seems. Their name is always on a list, and they do well. Let's see. Third place was Reel 'em Up with Danny Bell and Ronnie Goucher. And that's Bama Blues for Engle Harbor. And then this past weekend, Tennessee River Catfish Club, the Nickajack event. See what I mean? Here he is, Nathan again. Nathan Trammell, Elijah Trammell, and Trent Morgan, 130.36 pounds. Big fish at 59.34. Brandon Masters and Brad Leo, 82.66. Aaron Massey, Dustin Block at 70.04 pounds. And that's the events from last weekend and this weekend. So thanks, everybody, for participating in the ACA Alliance events. I'm sure all the directors appreciate it. Obviously, the other anglers that participated probably don't because you all won. So, Larry, going back to a tip, you got to learn to lose before you can learn to win.
That's right.
That's one tip.
Okay.
If somebody's wants to get into tournament fishing, how do you recommend they do that?
And I say just back your ears and go on. Get into it. Just do what you got to do, and don't pedal around with it. Get into it. Get into a big event. See what it's about. Just and you'll see that all these guys just like you are. They're fishing hard. They bait a hook just like you do, and there's going to be times that you may get broke off. Well, you need to see why the next fella didn't get broke off, and you need to change something. And the only way you're going to learn is dive on in and do it, and learn as you go.
Yeah, both Nathan and David Trammell and David Rouse are in the chat, and they say they're in it to win it. Well, hell, yeah. I mean, it's almost like a full-time job for these guys. I mean, it's unbelievable. I think what we're going to do is, we've got this big awards banquet we're going to have at the end of the season, and I'm trying to think of something to I think I'm going to have like a telephone bronzed, and the person that calls me the most is going to get this bronze telephone. And so far, it's going to go to David Riles, and that's not a bad thing. I enjoy talking to David, but he's very, very good at bringing up suggestions and things that need to be looked at the very least. So that I thank him for. Let's see what's else. I want to get the chat more involved here, so that's exactly how we started. That was Brian Mayo. Just jump right into it.
Yeah.
So Larry, I want to kind of, I'm going to use this phrase just because I'm going to kind of circle back to these new rods you're coming up with. They're in development. You're testing them out.
That's right. That's right. They're going to be a little different than what we're using now, but they're going to be really good rods. It's really good stout rods, really dependable rods, and they're not going to be real expensive rods. They're going to be good quality rods, but they're not going to be real high dollar rods. They're going to be what people can afford, and you'll be able to handle the biggest fish in the river on.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. The bumping rod, real sensitive.
It is. It's sensitive enough.
How long of a rod is it, Larry?
7 foot, 7'6". It's what we're working with right now. 7'6" rod.
7'6". Okay.
Yeah,
Getting a lot. By the way, we're getting a lot of happy birthday wishes in chat for you, Larry.
All right, I had a lot of them today. I sure appreciate that. That sensitivity goes both ways. You can feel the fish. Well, the fish can feel you too. And there's a happy medium in there in your sensitivity. You want to be able to feel the bottom. You want to be able to tell whether you're bumping gravel, big gravel, pea gravel, mud, sand, whatever, or rock, or if you're hitting wood. You want to be able to tell that. If you can tell that with a rod, you've got it. Now, oversensitive rod, you ever been
you lose that feel.
When you was a kid on a creek bank and you'd reach and grab hold of that rod and that fish quit biting. And you turn it loose and he'd go pull it on it again. You reach and grab that rod and he quit biting. That fish was feeling something. So that feel kind of goes both ways. These rods right here they're going to be great. They're going to be, they're not just super, super sensitive, but you can tell what the bottom is like. You can tell everything you need to know, and maybe the fish ain't going to be able to tell you on there other end.
It's interesting you say that, Larry, because I mean everybody that I talk to regarding bumping rods, it's the sensitivity. But you saying it, the both ways, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we used to shoot for, man. The more sensitive it was, that's what we wanted. But I'm kind of backing up on that just a little bit. I think you can get a little more rod there to handle a fish and give up just a little bit of sensitivity and still feel everything you need to feel, and the fish don't feel you so quick. Spit it out.
It's interesting.
I think
so.
That.
How many you're going to be fishing? We got a whole bunch of events coming up. Justin, how many more events does Bugs Island have this year?
We have 3 more regular season events, and we have our championship. So really 4. But we're going to skip the summer months. We're going to skip June and July. It's just so hot. It's not very good to try to keep fish alive in a hot live well all summer. So we're going to wait till the weather breaks a little bit. And then our next events, our next 2 will be night tournaments as well. Hopefully stay away from the heat as good as possible.
So how many events are there total? Would you have left?
We have 4.
4?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 4. And does that include your championship?
That includes the championship. Yes, sir.
Now, Justin, do you get out and fish any of the other events?
I do. I fish a little bit at the James. I fish a couple local tournaments around here. Well, I say local, but smaller events. We have another tournament series on our lake. I fish that when I can. There's actually a benefit tournament going on this coming up weekend. I'll fish, and local fire departments does tournaments for a fundraiser. So I've probably fished probably 20 tournaments this year, maybe so far.
Wow. Okay.
But we're really the only ACA event that I know of that's anywhere close to us. So we start looking at ACA events, and you're start getting further and further away from home, and it's
Gotta chase. You gotta chase those points, though, brother.
that is very true.
You got to be in it to win it, Larry. Now you've got. Now there's a whole bunch of. I know Larry likes to fish the big events. You've got a whole bunch of Division I events coming up. You've got Cat Masters, Caruthersville in July. Trying to think if there's any Division I's coming up in June. I think Alex Nagy with Twisted Cat has one coming up. Is it Cape Girardeau? I'm not sure. Alex, if you're watching, forgive me. But I know Alex has got a few events. You've got Cat Masters coming up in Caruthersville.
Right. I'll
in
be
July.
there. And I'll be at Helena for sure.
You got Helena in August.
Yeah.
You got MRM in September.
Yeah. I'll be at all those.
You got. I'm trying to think, and if I missed somebody's event, please forgive me.
I'm going to fish Monsters on the Ohio then in October with Kevin Keegan.
Well, hopefully next year we can get him part of the alliance.
Yeah, with Rock Creek Outdoors makes the Rodzilla T-bars. We've kind of got out there now. They're fine product, and I'll be fishing that with him.
Terrific. We've got, let's see, after MRM, I'm trying to think we've got what's coming up. Oh, Cat Masters has got Milford, Kansas coming up, I think in October. And then now Cat Masters is changing up their Texoma event. Their Texoma event normally happens is it January or February? And they're moving it to November of this year.
Right.
Because the fishing, I guess, in Lake Texoma is like on fire in November.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also in November, and Justin, you can, this is your neck of the woods, is you've got King of the James. Yes. And there's another one. There's another one down there too. The Big Money Showdown. You know which one I'm talking about? I don't have the. Geez, they're gonna shoot me for not knowing what that is. But there's another one in the Carolina area that's a Division I. I think it's a Big Money Showdown.
I will definitely
So
have to look at
next
that.
week I promise to know that name and let everybody know.
I will be a King of the James though. I've already got my partner lined up and everything. So
Yeah, Matt Miles does a great job with King of the James.
that's such a great fishery too. All it takes
Yeah.
is the right spot, and you'll hang a car off the bottom there about.
Every week, guys, we like to touch upon conservation. And for the last couple of shows, we've been talking to folks and encouraging those that want to get involved in conservation. We want to set up a conservation alliance similar to what we've done with the Tournament Alliance. So if you're out there and you want to be involved and let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods, whether it be a state or a region, please join in, help us. Look what we did down in Alabama when everybody got together. And we nipped that right in the bud real quick. So when we all get together, we can do some great things with conservation. So please, if you're interested in helping with conservation, join in with us. Let's create this conservation alliance, and let's make a difference as we say together. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got the ACALive prize wheel and some prizes to give away. What do you think? Meat Hunter Rods is on this prize wheel, Larry.
All right, good deal.
If it lands on Meat Hunter tonight, maybe. Uh-oh. I think we lost Justin.
I think we did.
Well, maybe he'll be back. I hope so. But Larry, if it lands on Meat Hunter tonight, what do you think about talking to Charlie about giving away one of your first new custom rods?
They'll just have to talk to Charlie and see if he wants to do that. He might do it. Yeah, if they want to hold out for one of them.
I'm going to see if he's in chat.
Charlie had me one made, and Steve Henderson took it. Charlie.
Steve Henderson from CR took the rod.
Took the rod, yeah.
Took it home.
Did. I told him I was going to get him for that. Yeah. And then he got on Facebook and said, "Larry, I'm going to have to take your rod." And so
did he actually steal your rod?
No.
He just told you he's taking it.
Tony let him use it, and then after he used it, he had to have it. So he got it, and Charlie's making me another.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Everything that Steve Henderson and the folks at CR do for the catfish community, that's great. That's great you gave him the rod.
I think, I don't think I had a choice, but anyway.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I want to go back here. It is the Big Money Showdown on Watery Lake in South Carolina. And if somebody knows the date of that, let me know. And then David Riles. The jerseys are actually in process right now. So we were actually waiting for a few more folks to get their orders in. They were actually short on a size, and we were waiting for that. And then there's a couple other people, stragglers coming in, but they are actually in production, and they should be in the mail. I'm hoping the end of this week. Let's see here. All right, when we come back, maybe somebody can give me the date of that Big Money, Southeast Big Money Showdown. So maybe somebody can give me some information on that. Oh, wait a minute. There he is. He's back.
Sorry, my phone
So
died.
people don't know. Justin's actually pulled over to the side of the road. He wasn't going to make it home in time for the show, so he pulled over. And I'm waiting for a police officer to pull up behind him and say, "Sir, what are you doing?"
We don't want that.
License and registration. All right, we come back. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to give some stuff away. Stay tuned.
No matter how hard you try, keeping your rigs tangle-free is, well, challenging. Well, not anymore with Rig Wrap. Staying tangle-free has never been easier. Just wrap, close, rinse, and store. Simple, right?
Wow.
No matter the rig, Rig Wrap has a storage solution to keep you tangle-free. From conveniently small to offshore extra large, you'll never worry about tangled rigs ever again. Rig Wrap, the world's best fishing rig storage solution.
Hey, I just saved a whole bunch of money on my hotel room for this tournament. You know that ACA has over 800,000 businesses in that discount program?
Man, have y'all seen the resources on the ACA website? I mean, they've got everything on there you need to know about catfish.
All that stuff is great, but look at what they're doing for conservation. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not a member. Hello, ACA?
Cat River Anchors.
Did you guys know that?
I did. I thought it was a little higher, but I knew most.
It actually fluctuates year to year, but it just goes to show you as far as like commercial fishing of the public fisheries is really on its way out. These catfish farms, the aquaculture, they do such a great job, and the fish are not. They don't have the contaminants of wild caught catfish. We talked about this before, that most states recommend you don't eat more than one meal a month of wild caught catfish. And that's a meal consisting of between 6 and 10 ounces of catfish. So wow. Interesting. We bring up the ACA prize winner. And what do you think, guys? Now we've got B&M, Monster Rod Holders, Catfish River Anchors. There's Meat Hunter Rods, Larry.
All right.
Bill Dance, Rig Reps, Easy Sickle Slides, Pipeline, Offshore Tackles, Sea Arc, Rippin' Lips, ACA membership, Mammoth Coolers. There's Rig Wrap, Tackle Bandit. And here we go. Wait a minute. I got to pick a name first. We're going to do this twice, by the way. We're going to do this twice. We're going to make up for last week. So I'm hitting random. And Ronnie Berry, you are the first winner. So we're spinning this for Ronnie Berry. Ronnie, congratulations. If you're not already a member of the ACA, you are now. And if you are a member of the ACA, you've got a free renewal coming your way. So thank you for your support either way. Send me an email, if you would, Ronnie, with all your information. I can be reached at info@acafishing.com. And the subject line, just put in ACALive membership winner, if you wouldn't mind. Again, that's info@acafishing.com. Okay, let's do this again and pick another winner. Doug McCanley, is that what it is? McAnally. Doug, you're up. Mammoth Coolers. Great cooler. I know a lot of people enjoy the Yetis and other coolers like that, but Mammoth, man, they make some great stuff. And what you're going to get is you're going to get one of those, what do you call them? Those mugs, the insulated cups, all that good stuff. But Doug, again, send us an email with all your information to info@acafishing.com. And again, in the subject line and in the email, just let us know that you're a ACALive winner. For the Mammoth, anybody help me out here? What the heck you call those things? The tumbler. Hugh Thompson, thank you very much. So, all right, Rick Page came back. Big Money Showdown in South Carolina is October 15th and 16th, and that's another Division I. So you guys that are on the East Coast looking to fish Division I events, you've got that one. You've got the King of the James. I'm trying to think if there's any else that are out there still. Obviously, the Southeastern guys have some great events still this year. You can find a lot of this on the ACA website under tournaments. Just go to jointheaca.com, or you can just go to AmericanCatfishingAssociation.com, and then on the top go to tournaments, and all the information is there. And if the tournaments have entered their information for the rest of the year, it will show up there. Now, as far as tournaments coming up, I think I saw something that M&J has a tournament coming up, and I'm going to have to go back to my notes the next time and make sure that I've got all the events that are coming up and those that have recorded that information. And I know the folks at M&J and some other tournament directors down in the South, Mid-South area. They've got something coming up big, and I'm not going to say anything more than that other than stay tuned. Talking about something big, we're working on something that when I say we, the principals involved with the ACA, we're working on something that it's not going to happen tomorrow, and it's probably a year or so away. But Larry, you know me. We try to be as innovative as possible. We're working on something that's going to change catfishing and fishing in general forever. And it's all about conservation. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. We're real excited about it. We can't wait to share everything, share it all with everybody. But be patient. When we know more, you'll know more. Larry, did they get your birthday cake?
Yeah, I ate a couple of cupcakes. I'm trying to watch my beautiful figure. So I just ate a couple of cupcakes.
That's it? Just cupcakes?
Oh, Joyce just told me I got a cake at home too.
Oh, you got a cupcake, and did Joyce make the cake?
Yeah, I've got one at home. I got to eat some of that.
You're a lucky guy, Larry.
I hear you.
I'll tell you what, Joyce is a keeper.
Yeah.
So, story, Larry, you didn't fish Bama Blues in January, did you?
No.
So I sat down with Larry the night before the tournament, and I asked him. Now I fished with Skinny Busby from the Cat Masters, and originally I'm from Western New York, and I know all about the cold. But I've been living in Florida for a long time, so I'm expecting to go up there, and it's going to be cold. I had enough clothes to dress 10 people. So anyways, I sat down with Larry the night before. I said, Larry, where do we go? What do we do? And Larry advised us very, very carefully of what to do, where to go, and how to do it. And I wasn't the captain of the boat, and that never happened. But your advice was great, and I know a lot of people that actually did what you suggested, and they came in with some great fish. So, anyways, thank you, Larry. Larry, you got enough rig wrap?
I do. This rig wrap right here. Can you see this? You see this one?
That's the red.
The red that you can.
Well, everybody says it's pink, but it has to be translucent.
Yeah, but you can put a dragon demon or something like that in it and some stuff like that. But what I choose to do with it is to keep my lead leaders. I take my lead leaders and I tie them up, and I just hang these loops up on a hook until I get several of them tied up, kind of like a horsehair hair. And then I stick them in there and wrap it up and leave all my loops sticking out. And I can just grab one loop and pull it right out. The rest of them will stay in there.
Nice. You come up with more ways than I do as far as how to use rig wrap.
Lead leader dispenser right there.
Not bad. Not bad. Now that's the red 16 10 24. And 16 8 24. I don't know. I can't keep track of the number. It's the red one. It's the small red one. There's the red XD and there's the red. That's the regular red.
Yeah, it gives you enough room to take like a 24-inch leader and be able to wrap it around there and dress it in there just right.
That one actually has a peg on it along the spool inside. Yeah. So it's easy. You can loop right around that peg and then wrap. Makes it really easy as well.
Yep. They work really good. It's amazing how one string come out and the rest of them stay in there. I thought it might work, and I tried it. It did.
You got to be one of the most innovative guys I know, Larry.
I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate your innovations.
Yeah.
Several years ago, you came up with that dragging weight, and I don't know at the time if there were many dragging weights out there, but it's like you started something because there's a ton of them out there now.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, it went crazy, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did.
There was other people dragging some stuff, but they was kind of, a lot of folks were doing it on the sly and secretive about it. But when I opened it up, I said, well, why not? Here's what I'm dragging, And I've seen people dragging everything from, I've seen them dragging everything from rubber balls to door springs, screen door springs.
Well, I got to address that. Randy, your stuff is on the way. We don't know what's happening with the U.S. Postal Service. If you have a question regarding your membership kit, give us a call. You don't have to constantly be posting here and there. We're a phone call away, brother. The U.S. Postal Service is really, and I get it. I mean, they're under the gun with COVID and everything else. But a lot of membership kits, I shouldn't say a lot, but a lot of membership kits have come back to us either damaged or they haven't arrived, and we apologize for that. But they're all coming. We're making sure of that. You guys got yours, yes? Well, Larry, I can tell you got your hat. There's Dale. I mean, you're like a NASCAR driver, Larry, the way you're changing out hats.
Yeah, that's what I do. I chose not to change shirts this time. But,
that is in New Jersey, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought I'd give old Dale a little love.
That's okay. Good old Dale Dunaway.
Yeah. And,
well, that's great.
One other person I'd like to show you something that I'm really, really impressed with. I'm really excited about, and it's this right here. This right here is a Parks planer board. Parks planer board. And
that looks like a different configuration.
Yeah, it's the big Parks planer board. This thing,
size of that thing.
I put a 4-ounce egg sinker on it, about a pound of bait on it, and that thing sets up. It don't kick over sideways. It sets up. It runs perfect. It's the finest.
Larry, I'm gonna bring you up full screen so folks can see that a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn it sideways just so we see the profile on it.
Right. It's a Parks planer board.
Okay, so he's got the float set towards the back.
Yeah,
Smart.
The float is huge on this thing.
Oh yeah.
The float is a lot bigger than most of them, but it's made to suspend. You don't just drag a bait with this. You can drag a bait with it, but you suspend a bait with it. You can suspend like 3-pound bait with this thing.
Yeah. You know what works really well on the back side of those is the easy slide.
Yes. And it sure does. Sure does.
Yeah, you just weave the line onto that and you're good to go.
Yep. But anyway, I wanted to show that. And
is there any other plugs that you want to give folks? I mean, you're on a roll, Larry. I mean, it's your birthday, so you got free reign, brother.
I always leave folks out. Bloodline Tackle is he's got some cutting boards with tackle drawers and stuff in them. Really good idea. That's really neat stuff. And I've got the plug old what does he call himself? Slimy Bobby.
Slimy Bobby.
Slimy Bobby. No,
who's Slimy Bobby?
No, it's he's gonna kill me. Slick Bobby, Partners in Slime. Aaron
talking about Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron. And
I'll tell you, for the life of me, I could never figure out. I could never figure out who the heck was Bobby.
Yeah, I call him Bumpin' Slimy Bobby. But anyway, he he calls everybody Bobby, so he got the nickname Bobby now, I think. But anyway, Aaron came up with a real neat product, kind of like a little harness that goes around your fish instead of having to when you're marking your fish, it's got a floater on it, and it's like a harness that goes. You put it behind the side fins and in front of the back fin, and just tighten it up on the fish.
Yeah,
the thing works great. I tried it out the other day. They're really, really nice. You know, when you want to tag the smallest fish you got, so you know to call him, and then you want to tag your number 2 fish, so you get the right one out whenever you catch a bigger one. And when you've got a two large fish limit, and them things work really, really well. I like that a lot better than punching a hole in their jaw and stuff. You know, tagging them with those.
Right.
Stuff. I'd much rather use that. I thought that was a really neat idea he had for that. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, and
David Riles is saying it's Partners in Slime culling system.
Yeah, there you go, Partners in Slime. Oh, Slick
There
Bobby.
you go.
Yeah,
Bobby. I whenever he calls, I say hello, Robert.
yeah.
I couldn't figure out who Bobby was for the life of me.
Yeah, I think they call it Aaron Churchwell Bobby. Best
he calls everybody. I guess it's a thing down in his neck of the woods. Everybody calls everybody Bobby.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I thought
I've been called worse.
Yeah, I thought I'd throw that in there.
Aaron does a great job. Aaron, and thank you, Aaron, for your participation and your dedication to the sport. Aaron's one of Rig Rap's newest pro staff members. So welcome aboard, Aaron. Thank you.
And Aaron is part of Meat Hunter Rods too.
Yep. Charlie does a great job. But I'll tell you what, B&M, everybody, Ugly Stick, B&M, I mean, the list goes on and on. There's a lot of great rod companies, a lot of great rods out there. Hats off to them all. They all have their pros and cons like anything, right? And they all are very, very dedicated to the sport, which is terrific to see.
Yep, I've been spanked by just about every one of them.
Yeah, it's it's not the gun, it's the shooter, as they say, right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yep. So, well, guys, I appreciate you joining us. Next week, we're going to come up with another great show for you. We hope. Working on a special guest and talking about a kind of a special subject. So we'll see what we can do with that. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm going to try to get into the chat and more often. The other thing that we want to try to do too is we're going to try to bring up some of the ACA website items, tools and things like that, and show you guys how to set up your personal profile or where you can find some stuff. There's 180 some pages on the ACA site, and there's a whole bunch of great stuff there for you to use. Did you know, Larry, that on the ACA website we have a live well calculator? All you got to do is put length, width, and depth, and it'll tell you how many gallons you got.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some great stuff there. Conservation-wise, if the state offers a violation hotline, it's right there. Just hit the button and it'll call them. We've got a list of all the state legislators, all the state senators, all the commissions and commissioners. So there's a lot of great stuff there for folks to use, and hopefully we can get folks like Larry to do some great how-to videos for us and teach us all sorts of neat tips and techniques, and that's coming soon as well. So we want to thank everybody for supporting the ACA. If you're not a member, we certainly wish that you give us a look-see and become a member and support what we're doing. I think that anybody that's already a member can attest to the fact that doing this together and making a difference is the only way to go. And we're making some great headway. What do you think, Larry?
Man, I think it's all great. Let's keep it all positive and keep the negativity out of it. And let's make this
work together.
That's right.
Yeah, work together. Justin, appreciate you being with us tonight, brother. And
Yes,
thank you for all you're doing with Bugs Island and your whole crew there and the anglers. If your guys aren't members yet, excuse me. If your guys aren't members yet, get them on board. Get into that points race. Every time you fish an ACA Alliance event, whether you win or lose, your name goes in the hat to win that new CR boat. So you just participate in an ACA Alliance event. You fish one event one time. You fish 10 events 10 times. So your chances to win increase every time you fish. So make sure you join the ACA and make sure you check out some of the, not some of, all of the great ACA Tournament Alliance tournament trails and tournament events. Larry, I think the next time I see you could be Caruthersville.
That'd be good.
Either that or Helena.
Yeah.
But certainly at MRM.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but MRM is always a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. We're actually, special note on MRM. I don't know if people know this. I work with George on the MRM event I have for the last few years. The Clarion Hotel in West Memphis, a lot of people have stayed in it in the past. That has been totally demolished. And a brand new hotel has been built there, now called the Radisson. And fantastic facility. They've got ample parking. They've got all sorts of power for your boats, security. And we're working on getting a really good rate for everybody. I was hoping to have that tonight, but we should have it the next day or two. We'll get it posted on the MRM site. But if you,
that's what I was
waiting for. Yeah.
Before I booked the room, that's where I plan to book it. But
yeah, brand new hotel, good area. They've got security. They got cameras. They have a restaurant. They have a bar there. Brand new facility. So if you can hold off a little bit, they're going to block off at least 30 to 50 rooms for us initially. They've got 160 rooms, I think, there. So we could probably get that filled up. But anyways, guys, thank you very, very much for joining us. By the way, Larry, Paula Smith says you don't look a day over 20.
Oh, thank you, Paula. She don't look a day over 20 either.
Very nice. Paula is something else. Paula is something. She's committed. She is one committed lady to fishing.
Oh yeah, she is. She's been wanting me to take her and show her how to bump bottom on the Tennessee, and I'm gonna have to do that. We may try to get that done this weekend.
If you don't, she will eventually, she'll get to you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She'll get to you. She won't let it go.
No.
She won't let it go.
I'm looking forward to it.
Great lady. I have a lot of fun with Paula. Again, guys, thank you very, very much. It's been fun. Everybody in chat, thank you. Make sure that make sure you tell your friends, share this. Let's get some people in here every week, and certainly encourage people to join the ACA and be part of making a difference in the sport of catfishing. Guys, thank you very, very much. Larry, happy birthday.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, good night.
It's about passion for a sport we all enjoy. It's about conservation, education, community, and fellowship. It's about a single voice of strength. It's about being part of a common cause for the common good. It's about you. It's about us. It's our time to come together
We're asking you to join us
and become a proud members American Catfish Association. You'll be happy you did. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, they are.